welcome back to the Dolor Factor. Before the break, I said I was going to ask the Honourable Derek Walcott to tell us what his definition of excellence was. What is yours? Of course, we are celebrating Nobel Laureate Week, and the theme for this year is Celebrating Excellence, National Initiatives, Global Perspectives. So with that in mind, Derek, what is your definition of excellence?
I'm very scared of such definitions because they sound too, not pompous, but a little scary in terms of what's expected of anybody. I don't think the best writer gets up in the morning and says, I'm excellent, you know, or painting. On the other hand, I'm a teacher, my mother was a teacher, and the feeling of excellence is what you get when you have a pupil who does something that's surpassing himself or herself from pure effort. And I think the admiration of the effort that can be there in a child or a young person, or even if you treat a grown person as a child, you know, Michelangelo painted very well today, you know what I mean? He's excellent. The pitch of excellence is a pitch that basically everyone is striving for in the arts, which is to manifest yourself as best as possible and as well as you can do your craft. So it's a condition to have, but it's very dangerous to repeat it, I think.
Okay.
It's a little threatening.
That's an interesting way of thinking about that, because there are certain people who they do think that they are very good and they shout it from the rooftops. People sometimes call them arrogant, depending on how you would define the word arrogant. But within the theme of Nobel Laureate Week, when we say they're celebrating excellence, national initiatives, global, we've got the national initiatives, and then we have the global awareness of it. How important do you think having national initiatives be brought out of our island?
I think the danger is in presumption. If you say celebrating excellence, it means the St. Lucians are brilliant and they celebrate themselves. It can't be that. It's celebrating the idea of excellence is what it should really mean. Which means the effort that is put by anyone in any endeavor to do his or her best. That is the effort at excellence is really we are celebrating. Not excellence itself, like everybody is brilliant.
But it has been said many times that our elements of excellence has been celebrated more on the global arena, more than it is here. And if I had to use yourself as an example, everyone knows the Honourable Derek Walcott. Everyone knows that you are our Nobel Laureate. Everyone knows that there is a week in your honour and also Sir Arthur Lewis's honour. But if we had to ask people to perhaps how they felt you were known internationally, I think that unless you were involved in the areas of arts, people would underestimate how important you are. And in that definition, excellence would come up. The word excellence would be described.
I think everything depends on your assessment of yourself. Whether you have worked well today, whether you've achieved what you had in mind when you were working on a poem or a painting, and if the result of that is something that elicits your self-admiration, which is, not a crime. It's encouragement. If you said, this is good, I can say that to myself because I finally thought that I've achieved something I was after in a poem or in a painting. But it's not a triumphant thing. It's gratitude that it's good.
And saying that, we have, of course, our pitons, which is known worldwide. It's one of the first things you see when we fly into St. Lucia. How would you feel if you were compared in its greatness? We have the pitons, we have you with us. How would you feel if someone said, well, you know what, I think that you should be one of our national tokens when we're selling to our tourists. You must come to St. Lucia, you must come to St. Lucia. You are with us.
I keep telling people, I'm not a mountain. Don't call me a mountain. I know what is meant, and it's very, very moving to be called that. But it's all of that is very threatening to the person who is celebrated. You know, you're daily threatened by a lack of humility, by conceit, you know, by all of that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when people go overboard in praising you, you can't stop it, but on the other hand, you have to modulate it, I think. Mm-hmm. Especially if you look at your own work and think, some mountain, you know.
What would you say is your favorite works? You know, have you got a favorite poem, writing, painting?
And I wouldn't tell you.
But is there anything that when you see it, I'm sure there'll be many paintings, you see it, you remember why you painted?
Part of the strength of art is self-astonishment. When you astonish yourself by something that you do in any one of the arts, whether you're a singer or a dancer, a writer, it is when that yes, Y-E-S, is said by the work of art that says, yes, I dance this beautifully. It's okay, because that's your gift. You know, you shouldn't be surprised or embarrassed, but you have to fulfill your gift to the fullest, and very, very exacting. What is demanded by the gift of the person is tremendous sometimes.
That's just amazing. But thank you so much for being with us today.
Okay, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you on your birthday.
Thank you.
And then some. Of course, that was the Honourable Derek Walcott. Make sure that you follow us on our Nobel Laureate page, which is the Facebook page. But it's always nice to see Derek up close and personal, giving a gentle interview. He's a man of so many different things. And shall I say, I think that he has mellowed with age. Thank you so much for being with the Dolor Factor. See you soon.